Have you ever nicked your ball sack? Ow! Manscaped's Lawnmower 2.0 was specifically designed to make manscaping easy. I'm talking butt, balls, body. Featuring skin-safe technology, this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. 100% waterproof and shock resistant. Head over to manscaped.com and get yourself the Lawnmower 2.0. And for a limited time, get free shipping and a free Shed travel bag.
Hello and welcome into tonight's CLNS Media Patriots Roundtable. I'm your host, Nick Qualia, sitting here, per usual, with Marv Zahn and with Mike Molyneux. The crew's back together. No show last week. We had a little layover vacation going into the season. Got to get our minds right. And 2 weeks ago, it was just me and Mike. So this is Marv's first time back in a while.
It's been a minute, man. I miss y'all.
Hey, we actually have some topics to talk about too. Gronkowski, so Gronk's in the news, obviously, with all the CBD stuff. We're not going to talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that a little. But the big news from over the weekend, Andrew Luck. So Saturday night, after everybody's drafting their fantasy teams already that night, you're seeing videos come out. This guy drafted Andrew Luck 2 minutes ago, and then he retired. Andrew Luck, shocking retirement announcement. Wasn't supposed to come out that early, but he got booed leaving the field by Colts fans because the Colts preseason game was going on as the news started to break. So, Gronkowski, when he retired, people, are upset about it. They're bummed because Gronk's a great watch. Gronk is a fun personality to have in the NFL, but he didn't really catch that much flack over it. Andrew Luck, on the other hand, is getting run over by a bus by some people on Twitter. He's getting booed by his own fans. You got Doug Gottlieb just attacking him, which that guy caught enough flack over Twitter from his one tweet where he uses the laziest argument in the world when he just starts insulting millennials. But that's a whole different discussion. So, guys, I mean, that's the question here is simple. Why is Rob Gronkowski not catching as much flack compared to Andrew Luck? Why is Andrew Luck catching so much heat for retiring the way that he did? So, Marv, we'll start it off with you.
It's pretty simple. It's just no one saw this coming. With Rob Gronkowski, there was already rumbling that this would be Gronkowski's last year.
You knew that was going to happen.
You knew it was going to come. So when it happened, it was like, wow, damn, okay, Rob Gronkowski retired, but there's no shock factor. The NFL starts in what, 2 weeks? Like the regular season starts in 2 weeks. Nobody saw Andrew Luck retiring, especially at the quarterback position, where you're seeing guys like Tom Brady, guys like Drew Brees starting to play into their 40s. So you're thinking quarterbacks, when you have a franchise quarterback, you're expecting at least 10 to 15 years with him, max. And that's what Andrew Luck was supposed to be. He was supposed to be the next Peyton Manning for the Indianapolis Colts.
Duck for luck.
What happened?
Duck for luck. That was the Colts catchphrase that entire season.
And so when 2 weeks before the season starts, where you think you have a Super Bowl caliber team, and prior weeks, we all know about his calf ankle injury, but prior to that, he was saying he will be ready for week 1. I'm coming out, I'll be ready for week 1. Then all of a sudden, you're watching a preseason game, sipping a little beer, you get a notification that your star quarterback has retired. That's why he's catching slack, because nobody saw it coming.
It's such
Gronk
a crazy story. The story's just absolutely nuts. Mike, what do you think here? Why is Andrew Luck catching so much heat?
Don't bring up O.J. Simpson's name ever on Roundtable. But anyways, yeah, I mean, Marc pretty much said it best. The timing of it all was really just not a good look for him. If this was something that over the end, at the end of last season, obviously Indianapolis wasn't going anywhere. They went winning the Super Bowl. But if he came out at the end of last season and said it's kind of thing similar to Gronk, like, I'm going into the offseason, I'm really going to weigh my options, because if you read the reports about this whole Andrew Luck story, it's something that's probably been twisting and turning his head for not just these past couple of weeks or months, but probably a couple of years now. So maybe if he's really true to himself and it was really a thought that it was in his mind, he probably would have really weighed the options of playing football or maybe stepping away. I mean, maybe, he talked about in his press conference the love and the passion that he has for a game, and it's not really there anymore because he's tired of the rehab process and everything going on. You know, maybe obviously he had the burning desire to want to play, but I think he kind of put the team in a tough situation retiring when he did. Obviously, they're gonna move forward. The next guy up is Jacoby Brissett. Good luck to Indianapolis with that. But the timing of it all just wasn't right for Luck. And I think, you know, the Indianapolis Colts themselves, the coaches, the general manager, when they first probably got the information from Luck that he's probably stepping away at the time that he did, I think it probably smacked all of them where their reaction at first was probably, you got to be freaking kidding me, Luck. You got to be freaking kidding me. But, as time went on, things came out of how he's really feeling. They probably learned to accept it, probably similar to a lot of the fans, in Indianapolis felt over time hearing him and what he had to say. They probably accepted it. But I think initial reaction was probably, you got to be freaking kidding me, Andrew Luck, that you're stepping away at this very moment. So that's probably why he's probably taking a lot of heat. It's probably simmered down a little bit at this point, but when it first dropped Saturday night, I don't think many people were happy about his news.
Yeah, I mean, the frustration, I think, is the absolute biggest part of this entire topic, this entire story. But guys, before I move on, the Patriots Roundtable is powered by BetOnline.ag. Go to BetOnline.ag and use promo code CLNS50 to claim your welcome bonus. That is CLNS50. No, but I think the frustration from fans mostly comes from what you guys said. Like, the Colts were supposed to be a team that could be legitimate contenders, maybe not top contenders with the Patriots, with the Chiefs, but certainly up there. They were going to be a potential deep playoff run type of team, and you need Andrew Luck. Another discussion here that comes with this though is Gronkowski. The Patriots could lose him, sure, but Andrew Luck's the franchise. Okay, you lose Rob Gronkowski. The Patriots have won Super Bowls without Rob Gronkowski before on the team while he's battling injuries. Right, Andrew Luck, he's your quarterback. No offense to Jacoby Brissett, but you're not winning a Super Bowl. I don't think with Jacoby Brissett, you're not winning a Super Bowl. Andrew Luck's your franchise. Andrew Luck is your biggest chance at getting that championship, and you lost your franchise player, and it was weeks before the season started. If you did this months ago, and this is I think is the biggest piece. If you did this months ago, it's a different story. Okay, people know that you've battled through injuries, lacerated kidneys. You went to Europe to get your shoulder looked at. It took because it was taking so long to get healed, to get fixed. Everybody knows about those injuries, so maybe people would have understood it. Grigson didn't exactly build him an offensive line to protect him at all to start his career. But I think another big piece of this is when you look at the two injuries, Andrew Luck, quarterback protected. Quarterbacks in this league, especially star quarterbacks like Andrew Luck was, like he was supposed to be, those guys are protected much, much more by the rules. Gronkowski, this guy is going through train wreck after train wreck after train wreck. That Jags game, the Jags AFC Championship game a couple years ago, I remember that hit when he got hit on the side of the helmet. You could hear the crack from the stands. This guy has just been wrecked over his entire career. 9 back surgeries, torn ACLs. So I think that the extent and the violence tendency of what Gronk's been through, I think we almost all expected this early retirement from Gronk.
Sure did.
Which I think aids him a lot. Andrew Luck, between the surprise, between how young he is being a quarterback in the NFL, between he didn't reach that ceiling that everybody thought. He was supposed to be probably by now the best quarterback in the NFL, if not top 2, top 3. But he never reached that ceiling.
And regardless of that, we still had hope for Andrew Luck saying, okay, now that he has an offensive line, now that he has a good team, Andrew Luck will still be a top quarterback for years to come. Like, even though he's only played 7 years, we'll probably say 5.5 years because of injuries and whatnot. He still had a lot left in him, we believed. And so we always thought, okay, Andrew Luck was always going to be in
won comeback player of the year last year.
Yeah. So you knew he was going to be in conversations of top quarterbacks in this league.
Is it really because comeback player of the year last year, but he's talked about all the injuries he suffered beforehand. Maybe I'm crazy, but was the calf injury, the ankle injury, the deal breaker for this guy?
I wonder if it was worse than what we've been led on to believe.
That's the major question. That's the major question. What is this injury?
Because it seems as if this calf injury or whatever it was came about. Obviously, probably not healing the way that him or the team wants it to heal, and he decided like, yeah, this is it. I can't do it anymore. So that's questions that I think a lot of people need answered.
I also think that people, and we'll wrap this segment up right here. I also think people take a look at he referenced. I feel like he referenced mostly when he was discussing this the mental aspect of it. He said, "I haven't been able to live the life I wanted to live." He said, referring to both the pain of his injuries and the degree of dedication required to recover from them. It's taken the joy out of this game, which Gronk basically said the same thing, but with all the frustration and people are going to look at that, or people have looked at that. I think this is where some of the anger comes from. Say, you're leaving because you're mentally exhausted over this. Like you were supposed to, you won comeback player of the year. The expectation was high for this team. You're leaving just because you're mentally exhausted. I think that's where some of the frustration comes from, especially from Colts fans. I mean, look, I don't care. It does not matter to me that Andrew Luck is retiring. I loved watching the guy. I wish that he was healthy. I think we got robbed of watching a great talent in this game. But if the guy wants to just be, if the guy thinks he's going to be happy on the outside of the game, like, what do I care?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
there's frustration because people are talking about, mental exhaustion. It sounds soft and everything, but listen, guys, mental health is a real thing, and
Gronk was crying on stage yesterday.
taking care of your mental health is very important. Like you mentioned, Gronk crying, saying he lost the joy of football. When you lose something you love, that really affects you. And this is going to start a lot of awareness what Andrew Luck did, talking about that mental exhaustion. And hopefully people will start to understand going forward that how important this really is.